Senator the Honorable Haji Kazim Hosein, Minister of Agriculture, Lands and Fisheries, Ms. Jacqueline Rawlins, Chairman and other Directors of the Board of the Cocoa Development Company of Trinidad and Tobago, Professor Umaharan, Director, Cocoa Research Center, members of the Organising Committee, esteemed cocoa stakeholders, other key players, supporters and sponsors of the cocoa sector. Welcome to the virtual launch of the third edition of the National Cocoa Awards competition. CDC-TTL is indeed extremely proud to have the opportunity to host yet another installment of this highly recognized and much anticipated competition. The National Cocoa Awards competition provides a forum for processors to showcase their skills in processing wet cocoa beans into dry beans with exceptional quality and flavor attributes. Participants benefit from the awareness created for their superior beans via increased marketing opportunities and, of course, can win special prizes in this competition. The National Cocoa Awards is the precursor competition in which the top 5 bean samples are selected for entry into the Global Cocoa of Excellence Awards competition to be hosted in Paris, France in 2023. The Global Cocoa of Excellence Awards, or CoEx, as it is commonly referred to, is the most prestigious international competition that recognizes the work of cocoa farmers and celebrates the quality and flavor diversity of cocoas produced around the world. CoEx brings together leading sensory evaluation experts and the chocolate industry to reward producers of excellence. The samples submitted to CoEx have the potential to be placed among the 50 best samples in the world, representing the 4 cocoa producing regions, namely Africa and the Indian Ocean, Asia and the Pacific, Central America and the Caribbean, and South America. Samples from Trinidad and Tobago are also eligible for gold, silver and bronze awards in the category of Central America and the Caribbean. In the 2021 edition of CoEx, Trinidad and Tobago won 2 silver and 1 bronze awards, thereby cementing the country's place as the most awarded cocoa producing country since the inception of the competition. The Cocoa Development Company is the lead agency for the National Cocoa Awards. And now I invite its chairman, Ms. Jacqueline Rawlins, to deliver remarks.
Senator the Honorable Haji Kazim Hosein, Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Professor Umaharan, Director, Cocoa Research Center, member organizations of the National Organising Committee, cocoa stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen. As we launch the third edition of the National Cocoa Awards, we can all agree that Trinidad and Tobago has certainly achieved excellence in producing dry cocoa beans of exceptional quality and flavor. Congratulations and sincere thanks to all the farmers and processors for making this a reality. Going forward, our focus as cocoa stakeholders must now be on sustaining and growing this tradition of excellence while ensuring economic, social, and environmental requirements are satisfied. The main goal of this awards competition is to recognize, award, and attract business opportunities to farmers and processors who have developed skills in producing exceptional cocoa and to use their achievement as motivation for others to do the same. Since the Cocoa Development Company of Trinidad and Tobago inaugurated this National Cocoa Awards competition in 2019 and participated in the last 2 editions of the International Cocoa Excellence Awards, a total of 5 awards have been received. In this 3rd edition of the competition, we definitely want to continue the country's international winning streak. CDC has capitalized on the momentum created by these past wins and has continued to develop small processors even during the COVID-19 period of restrictions. As such, we look forward to robust participation in this edition of the competition. Trinidad and Tobago's reputation for excellence continues to be in focus, and undoubtedly the accolades received thus far have contributed to the 100% fine flavour cocoa status that the country continues to hold, and also to the resulting strong and growing demand for beans, both domestically and internationally. In fact, currently the supply of beans is woefully inadequate to meet the needs of a growing domestic value-add sector and the purchase requirements of existing and new international buyers. Accordingly, it is imperative that the country implement its sustainability strategies post-haste to enable it to take advantage of these lucrative opportunities to grow wealth not only for the small farmer but for the country as a whole. In this regard, sustained wins are an important cog in the development wheel of the sector. I again thank the farmers and processors for their continued critical role in and contribution to the sector, and also for their support and interest in the National Cocoa Awards competition. I also wish to extend thanks to the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Fisheries, the Cocoa Research Center, and to Export TT for their contribution as members of the National Organising Committee. And I do look forward to a fantastic competition.
We will now have remarks from the other key player of this competition, the Cocoa Research Center of the University of the West Indies.
Good day, Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, the Chairman of the Cocoa Development Company of Trinidad and Tobago, the National Organising Committee, stakeholders, good morning, good day. I would like to start by giving you an understanding of the cocoa sector. The cocoa sector itself is going through a very difficult time at the present because of very low production, partly because of climate change events that we would have been facing over the years. And in addition to that, that has limited the amount of production that is coming. And at the same time, it can have an effect on our reputation. This particular event that we hold every year is very important to build our reputation as a country in terms of our quality of cocoa that we produce. It is also an event that motivates the entire value chain, because this is an event where you have all stakeholders participating, and good beans, good quality beans produced means also good quality chocolates. It helps the value-added industry to grow. But at the same time, if we don't have production coming in, it's going to stifle the whole industry. And there are certain factors that are impediments. Part of it is natural, that we have no control over. Part of it is because of factors that affect the production process. So as a country, as institutions, we all have to work together, because this industry is very dear to us. It's an industry that we are very proud of. It brings us reputation to the country. It provides foreign exchange opportunities for the country. But this is something that we all have to work towards. The government, the private sector, the institutions all have to work together to build the production capacity of this country, so that the production goes with the reputation. So as a country, we can prosper and grow in the cocoa sector. So with that comments, I would like to thank everyone who are part of the National Organising Committee, who have contributed towards doing this exercise year after year. It is a time-consuming exercise involving farmers, involving the institutions to collaborate in terms of doing this. So I would like to thank the entire National Coordinating Committee for coming together and doing this and making this a success as usual. Thank you.
Last but not least, I now introduce Senator, the Honorable Haji Kazim Hosein, to deliver the feature address.
Senator, the Honorable Paula Gopiskun, Minister of Trade and Industry, Ms. Jacqueline Rawlins, Chairman of the Cocoa Development Company of Trinidad and Tobago Limited, members of the Board of Directors of the Cocoa Development Company of Trinidad and Tobago Limited, Ms. Mala Paritap, Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Cocoa Development Company of Trinidad and Tobago Limited, Professor Pathmanathan Umaharan, Director of the Cocoa Research Center, member organizations of the National Organizing Committee, cocoa stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, good day. It is indeed a pleasure and privilege to be part of this launch of the third edition of the National Cocoa Awards. Cocoa is a priority commodity due to its economic significance for more than 200 years. The country's historical legacy is assured as a place of origin of the Trinidad cocoa, a hybrid regarded for its superior yield, excellent flavor, and resistance to diseases. Trinidad and Tobago has built a reputation in the global marketplace for producing excellent cocoa, and we are renowned internationally for our fine cocoa. Our small country, the birthplace of the Trinidad fine flavored hybrid, has the distinct honor of winning many international cocoa awards and receiving premium pricing on the international market. This honor is a result of the hard work and dedication of our farmers and processors, and for this, I thank you. I encourage you to keep up your efforts, and I am sure that more awards will be won at the 2023 edition of the Cocoa Excellence Competition in Paris, France. It is acknowledged that cocoa production has been on the decline and that the country is not benefiting from the full potential of the crop in terms of foreign exchange earnings. Contribution to food security, increased entrepreneurial activity, and rural development. I want to assure you that the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, remains committed in its support of the local cocoa sector. Cocoa has been highlighted in our National Development Strategy Vision 2030 and also as a major pillar on the roadmap for recovery for making food security a reality and contributing to our food system transformation through increased production and optimization of niche markets. At the Ministry, our mission is to create an enabling environment and to provide technical expertise to support cocoa farmers. The Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries is engaged in research on variety improvement, monitoring and surveillance of activities of important pests and diseases, use of energy efficient technologies, example solar and irrigation, providing incentives for planting materials, establishment of rehabilitation of cocoa estates, and training on cocoa production, fermentation, and drying. It must be highlighted that development of the cocoa sector has been receiving tremendous support from other ministries and key partners. The Ministry of Trade and Industry recently hosted a series of webinars to attract investment into the sector, and the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations is implementing several projects with the ministry, the Cocoa Development Company, and the Cocoa Research Center, which are aimed at conserving and strengthening the cocoa value chain. I also take this opportunity to thank the Ministry of Trade and Industry, the Cocoa Development Company, the Cocoa Research Center, and members of the National Organizing Committee of the National Cocoa Awards, and of course the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries for the commendable work they have been doing to showcase the exceptional quality of our cocoa to the world. Best wishes to all the participants in this competition, and even though only 5 samples will be selected for entry in the Cocoa of Excellence competition, in my esteemed opinion, you are all winners. Thank you.
The CoEx competition allows samples to be submitted by individual producers Association of Producers, Cooperatives, Private Estates, and National Research Centers. Please contact your Cocoa Development Officer or CDC-TTL's office for more information on submitting your samples. The deadline for submission of samples is 23rd December 2022. Samples qualifying for the National Cocoa Awards will be converted to liquor and judged by 2 panels of judges. A panel of experts trained in liquor tasting, and this year a panel consisting of local chocolatiers who have also been trained in liquor tasting. The scores will be collated and ranked by an independent statistician and the top 5 samples selected. The winners will be announced at the National Cocoa Awards prize-giving ceremony to be hosted in early February 2023. I extend special thanks to the sponsors of the National Cocoa Awards and best of luck to all participants.